That is Uncle Roger therapy. You depression, just laugh. When you're on the 8th floor window thinking of suicide, just laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. Do it with Uncle Roger. Ha 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 ha. Let's all practice. Ha ha ha.
Hi, and welcome to Rice to Meet You, your comedy podcast about Asian culture. I am your host, Evelyn Mock.
And I'm your co-host, Nigel Ng.
Yay!
Yes, 104. Thank you to everyone who loved the intro from last week.
Oh, God.
We
Not again!
It's amazing, isn't it?
Nigel!
Ching chong ching chong ching. If you want to download this, a lot of people have been downloading this as a ringtone. So if you want to have this on your phone, feel free to go onto our Patreon. If you become a patron, you have to download this. The full track, 30 seconds of me singing that as your ringtone.
Okay. I told everyone specifically to not use it as your ringtone.
Why?
Like, you can have it as a fun thing, but don't use it as your ring. Like all of our listeners are gonna walk around all Asians, and then when their phone rings, it's just ching chong ching.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Stereotype.
It's not a stereotype. We're flipping it on its head. We're acknowledging
Oh my
get
God.
this is what you do, but look at this artistic creation we've made. So join our Patreon, people.
Out of context. It's
And
terrible.
we wanted to name our previous episode the Hate Crime Club podcast. But Evelyn's like, oh no, it's too on the nose, it's too tone deaf. That's like the first words we say on the pod. How is that tone deaf? You know,
because on the podcast, it's in context. And for people who listen to the previous episode, they get why we're saying that and they understand that we're joking. But if we're just going to name it that in this climate, like,
let them
Nigel,
come at us.
No.
Let them come at us.
I don't like this attitude of yours now. Your new, I'm cancel proof, blah, 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 blah attitude. It's not good.
I'm trying to get you canceled once so you can see how unscary it is.
I'm not scared of being canceled if it's something I stand for, but I don't want to upset
You don't
people.
stand for
I don't
this?
want to hurt people.
You don't stand for this? Ching chong ching. Oh, you don't stand for this? Really? Ching chong ching. Is it not part of your core belief system? No?
Ugh, Nigel.
You don't stand for this?
I can refer people. I can explain why we have that. But I'm not out to upset people. I don't want to hurt people.
Do you stand for growing the podcast?
But I don't stand for growing the podcast by like having people hate us.
That's part of it's called notoriety. Everybody uses it, you know?
Exactly. No notoriety.
No, okay. We'll meet in the middle. We meet in the middle. We didn't call it the Hate Crime Club podcast. It's a shame.
You're so upset by it.
We're trying to market it. It's called marketing. Look at the white women with their mahjong kit. Everybody knows about them now, you know? Remember that? Granted, they did it unconsciously.
They did it unconsciously, Nigel.
Which
I think, honestly, if you want to do this consciously, then I think that's worse. I think it's worse.
It's
like you're using the force for evil. You're using it. You're being Darth Vader instead of Luke Skywalker.
No. I'm just being a marketing guru. Darth Vader is trying to take over the world. I just want our podcast to get more listens. That's very different. I'm not slashing off people's hands and heads here. I'm trying to get our downloads and views up.
We can do that by being funny. By being funny.
Funny is what gets them to stay. How do we get them to even enter the door in the first place?
God.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, funny is important. But so is being a little bit provocative. You know,
As
a
I
little
said
bit
last
clickbaity.
week,
A little bit.
As I said last week, all of the fallout then ends up in my DMs because I've somehow become Nigel HR. So,
and then we just ignore them. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Ugh,
But it's okay.
Nigel.
It's okay. I get it. You don't want to hurt people's feelings because this is how you just don't want to. I don't know why. It's okay to hurt people's feelings, I don't know why that's such a bad thing nowadays. It's so taboo to hurt people's feelings.
I mean, if you hurt people's feelings with like valid, legitimate, like, arguments, but I don't want to hurt people's feelings just because our podcast, just to grow our podcast numbers. Those are like casualties that I'm not willing to sacrifice.
Well, we have been involved in a hate crime, We can joke about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have. But I also think that out of context, people won't understand why we titled it that, and so they will just take it out of context, and it's
They'll be like,
but
why
it's
the
tone
fuck
deaf.
did they title it that? And then they press play and mission accomplished. But it's okay. It's okay. We can agree to disagree.
But also, in last week's episode, we didn't talk about our hate crimes in that episode. We talked about it in the previous episode.
But people get it. People get the song.
Oh, Nigel.
All right.
Anyways.
What do you think, listeners? If you title it the Hate Crime Club Podcast from now on, what do you think? I think it's a great idea.
You want to change it from Rice to Meet You to the Hate Crime Club Podcast?
Yeah. The Hate Crime Show with Nigel and Evelyn Mock. It's a good ring to it.
Oh my God. And then all we talk about is like fried rice and being Drake's cleaner and blah, 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 and not about hate crimes at all.
Oh
and like
my
the importance.
God. You're killing me, woman. Hiya. Yep. That's what we do. But no. Thank you to listeners who liked the song. I thought it was very catchy. I thought we did something great.
It is very catchy. I had it in my head all day yesterday.
Yeah.
And I did say, like, don't use it. Please don't use it as your ringtone. But I've set it as a ringtone for you.
So when I call you, it's going to be
call me.
chong, ching, chong.
Do you want to call me?
No.
Call me now?
Why? Okay, I'm calling you now, Evelyn.
Okay.
Don't answer it, please, because...
Okay, I won't answer it.
Oh my God. That is great.
I'm
gonna call you when you're out in public.
No!
I'm like, oh, Nigel, I can't talk right now. I'm on set filming something important, like Spider-Man. And then, ching, I have an important meeting with my agent. Ching, I meet with the hate crimes unit in Sweden. Ching, chong, ching.
Nigel, I'm on the news now talking about hate crimes and towards easy people in Sweden.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wait. Let's act out that sketch.
Okay. Hey, Evelyn. I'm
Okay.
texting Evelyn now. Hey, Evelyn, what you up to? We need to talk about the podcast.
Nigel, I am talking to the news on TV right now. I'm live on Link talking to them about hate crimes in Sweden.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, like stereotypes surrounding Asian people have always been very popular in. I'm so sorry. That's just my friend. So sorry.
No, it's not mutable. It's not mutable.
Stop it. Nigel, hang up. Stop it. Hang up, Nigel. I'm so sorry. That was just my podcast co-host. You know Uncle Roger? Yeah. The problematic character. Yes.
So you're saying
As I was saying-
Asian stereotypes?
Asian stereotypes. Women tend to be hypersexualized
And
while
do you
men tend to
think-
be asexualized.
And do you think using that as your ringtone helps towards your aims?
I'm actually reclaiming the ching chong.
Oh, so when you do it, it's reclaiming, and when I do it, it's problematic. Wow. What is this double standard here?
Okay. Are you now a white person or are you?
Oh, no, I'm in the interview with you.
Oh,
Turns out I'm backstage all this time, and you're on the TV. You know Uncle Roger playing the Asian character, and I open the door. What the fuck you say? What the fuck you say? I'm gonna call you again if you don't shut the fuck up.
Nigel, how did you get in on this link? This is a private Zoom link. How did you get it?
I know things. I know things.
Did you hack my
Okay.
email again?
Yeah.
Oh, Nigel.
And I'll let you know, dear journalist, that Asians, we never put our phones on silent. That's why everywhere Evelyn goes, this will play.
Oh my God. You know when I started to put my phone on silent? When I moved in with Sunil Patel, like a former guest of ours, and he could not stand the fact that my phone was on sound. He hated it. And he was like, you have to put it on silent. Like, he's like, who are you? Like, how old are you? Are you 85? Like, he hated that my phone wasn't on silent.
Well, regular people have it on silent, you know. It's just you.
Yeah.
Because nobody calls Evelyn. So she doesn't want to miss any of the call. You know? Normal people like us, we get calls from friends, from work, you know, from everybody.
Excuse me?
But Evelyn's like,
Excuse me?
Please ring. Please.
I will have you know that my mother calls me every night. At least 3 times to ask me if I've eaten dinner. So I do get calls, actually.
Okay, sure. You get calls from any love interests? No.
No, for that, I have to chase them and set a time. And then even if we've agreed upon a time, they disappear.
That is very sad. I think you
Oh my
should
God.
move to London. You should come back to London soon. Everything's open. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll do better. You have better luck here.
Oh, you mean just like dating people?
Yeah, dating people. We can podcast together. We can go to restaurants. They're open now. What are you doing
my
in
God.
Gothenburg? All your friends have families.
Well, yeah, but we still hang out.
Really?
We still hang out. Yeah, I just hung out with my cousins the other day.
Come back to
It's
London.
quite nice.
It's great.
Are you lonely, Nigel?
Do you think I'm lonely?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think you're lonely for genuine company.
I hang out with friends too, you know. I know I come across as a fuckboy, but I plan my weeks well. They're like fuckboy hangs, and then there are like friend hangs.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
good.
good mixture. It's a good mixture. I'm trying to have a good mixture, you know, because
that's
like
good.
fuck buddies are transient, but friends are forever. You know.
Oh my God, who are you having sex with? Like just like a hobo?
No, it's not that much. I haven't,
On
you know,
the move?
I've been very innocent these days. I just hang out with my friends and I, you know, get food with them.
Okay.
Come to London. We're gonna go eat at restaurants. They're all open now, you know. Support the businesses here. They need it. Support the small businesses, the restaurants.
Okay, so yes. So during the pandemic, people have been like encouraging everybody to support small businesses. And I really want to support small businesses. But the thing is, Nigel, they're so expensive. So I tend to end up just shopping at H&M still. Rather than like my small, because the thing is like, okay, sure, I could go to like, you know, my local artisanal bakery and get like a sourdough loaf for like £6. Or I could go to like Sainsbury's and get a San Francisco sourdough loaf for like £1.50. And that's still okay.
Quality's better. How can you be a foodie if you could just eat like shitty grocery store bread?
Yes, I agree. The quality is better from the
Yeah.
artisanal bakery, but it's so expensive. And I understand why it's expensive because it's made like it's crafted and it takes time to make a sourdough loaf. But like our income has been affected by this too during the pandemic. So really, we're small businesses too, because we're freelancers. And support small businesses. I need to support myself by being cheap, by being frugal. So it's like, this is the worst time really to support small businesses because people don't have the money to afford their prices.
Yeah, support small business. Subscribe to our Patreon. That's what Evelyn's saying. Cancel your Netflix subscription. Cancel your Spotify. That's big business. Support us.
Yes, I guess that's what I'm saying. See, and then those people,
And
like the
that's
people who
why-
support us.
That's why you should have been okay with getting more clicks through provocative titling of episodes.
Nigel.
Support small business, right?
Oh my God.
I get it. What are you trying to say? Carry on.
But it's a cycle. So, yes, people are supporting us. And then, okay, maybe we can support a small business. I still get my coffee at like my local cafe,
Good.
which is really good. But like, it's still tough to like support small businesses, even though I want to support like the high street and stuff. But
You are destroying
it's
the
pricey.
fabric of our society.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
All right. Okay.
Why buy bread from a grocery store? You want to feel poor? What's your problem? I'm
That's my point.
I'm
Nigel.
saying for an extra £4, you get to feel rich. That's a very cheap price to pay to feel rich. Sometimes to feel rich, you gotta own a yacht. I can't afford that, but I can afford buying slightly more expensive bread from the local bakery. And it's little things like this in your life that make you feel rich, that just bring you so much joy. Right? You have to find these little quiet moments in life where you can feel rich for cheap. It brings you joy. That's what people live for the glimpse of wealth every 5 months. You know, you buy like a nice thing for yourself. You buy a diptyque candle instead of IKEA. You feel rich and you feel happy for that 5 minutes in your life.
I love how you took like my angle on the supporting small businesses is that I myself can't afford to actually support small businesses, and you made it about feeling rich.
Yeah.
But my point exactly is that I can't afford to feel rich, Nigel.
You can when it depends what thing you want to make you feel rich. Buying better bread, extra £4. You can't spare that to feel rich.
Well, I
£4
mean,
to bring you joy. Is that
I
not
put
a good deal?
I put that extra £4 towards my rent so that I have somewhere to live.
Rent doesn't bring you joy.
It brings me shelter.
Yeah,
It brings all of that stuff.
those don't bring you joy. Those are subsistence. Joy, things that bring you joy tend to be things you don't need. You know what I mean? I don't need to drink nice red wine, but I do because it's a cheap way to feel rich. I highly recommend this to you, everybody, you know? You got to find... We're not rich people, okay? So we got to find cheap ways to feel rich.
Uh-huh.
All right? We won't be able to, buy a nice yacht. We won't be able to go take up equestrian classes. But
Equestrian
we can shop at the local bakery, the local florist, as opposed to buying flowers from Tesco. It brings you the same amount of joy, but only costs you £3 extra. That's my philosophy. You got to do these little things in life that make you feel rich and make you feel like a human being again, instead of an assembly line.
That's such a consumerist way of seeing it.
Tell me what else brings you joy then. Tell me.
Well, now instead of buying my sourdough bread from an artisanal bakery, I'm trying to make my own. So I'm baking sourdough
See?
bread again.
You feel like a rich white woman when you do that. So the same
Yes,
principle.
I do.
See? We're saying the same thing here. You're picking up rich white woman habits, so you feel rich and you feel good about yourself.
Oh my God, I love rich white women. I mean, white women in general. Here's an observation. If you want anything done, you have to get a rich white woman to complain about it.
Exactly.
Basically.
That's why I only date rich white women now. That's my dating criteria.
Oh, yeah?
I need to get shit done. I date an Asian woman. We complain at the restaurant. Nobody bothered. Nobody talks to
cares.
us.
Nobody
cares. Hey, excuse me. I'm raising my hand. Excuse me, sir. Can I speak to your manager, please? Okay.
You need the indignity of a Karen or a Becky to talk to the manager.
Exactly.
To get the complaint
An
forwarded.
Asian couple will just be waiting there for hours.
Yeah, I know, and then be like, "Hey, let's just go." But with a white woman, she wants to see the manager within 5 minutes, or else she is going to call the police or like wreak havoc or like live stream on social media. She is going to do something that is like probably a bit crazy. And that is why you trust, and that is why you send in the manager. You trust the fact that the indignant rich white lady is going to do something that can be labeled as unconventional or crazy. And so that's why you try to send in the manager to calm the situation down.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have a lot to learn from rich white women, you know. They know how to enjoy life.
What do we need to learn?
They know how to enjoy life. I was married to a white woman.
You were married to a white woman, but she wasn't indignant.
She wasn't indignant. She was very nice. But she knew how to enjoy life. Girl. She knew how to enjoy life. Okay.
How did she enjoy life?
It's a little thing. She didn't have money too. But she would buy a Le Creuset, you know. And I, being the Asian person I am, I'm like, this is too expensive, honey. Why are you buying this? But now it's gone. I'm like, oh, the kitchen's missing something.
Nigel, the Le Creuset lasted longer than your marriage. She knew that, and that's why she took it with her. She's like, this is a lifetime guarantee.
It's okay. I have my rice cooker. Lifetime guarantee on that too.
Your appliances lasted longer than your marriage.
That's because I don't cheap out and buy Asian shit like you.
Oh, look who's offended. Look who's on the defense now. Oh my God, that's such a good burn. That's such a good burn.
No.
It's a really good burn. She'd rather hold on to the Le Creuset and schlep that around with her around London than to hold on to you.
It's pretty funny.
Oh my God.
That is a testament to the quality of Le Creuset.
Of Le Creuset.
Yeah. That's how Le Creuset should advertise.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Your marriage might not hold, but Le Creuset will.
It should be like...
Your marriage might not last, but Le Creuset will.
It'll open with a scene of them signing divorce papers, and then it flip to page 2, appendix 2, where they're talking about assets they're splitting. And it's house, children, Le Creuset.
It should be like a couple going, you know, like doing their registry for their wedding and being like, oh, honey, should we get the Le Creuset pot? And he's like, yeah, of course. And then look into the camera because Le Creuset, because our marriage might not last, but Le Creuset will.
By the way, listeners who don't know what a Le Creuset is, it's like a fancy French cast iron saucepan pot cooking utensil, you know?
Yeah.
But that is very funny. We should do it. We should pitch that to Le Creuset. I swear, if I get married again, I'm having a prenup. Okay? Le Creuset will be on it.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
I'm buying
I have
nice
like
Le Creuset.
all of the Le Creusets on it. Yeah. Oh my God. That is such a great sketch. That could have been on SNL, I feel.
Yeah, it's funny.
No, I don't know.
It's funny, so it won't go. We'll get on there, you know.
Oh, come on.
What? It's fun. Everybody makes fun of SNL now.
I know.
It's okay.
But I feel like they're entering like a golden period again.
Really?
Yeah, I think Bowen Yang is fantastic.
He's okay. That whole speech about Asian hate crime was very cringe.
I mean, he was being serious in that moment.
Yeah, why?
And it's really...
Why?
Because I think the moment maybe needed it. It was quite cathartic, I think, for a lot of people.
They forgot about satire, you know? The role satire plays in society. Right?
Okay.
We make serious things funny.
Okay, calm down, Uncle Roger.
Have you heard of satire? A prime example.
Is this satire?
Satire, yeah.
Ching chong, ching chong.
This is the best satire anyone has ever produced.
Ching chong, ching chong, ching.
This is satire, people. The highest art form there is.
Ching chong, ching. Oh God.
Oh, what is this podcast? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know what this podcast is anymore. Well, but speaking of Asian things, we actually got offered something very cool. Somebody slid into my DMs and they offered.
Ooh. Oh, it's a business one, not a romantic one.
It's a business one.
Sad. So sad. Listen,
when I get a romantic one,
Evelyn's pussy's waiting for you.
Oh, come on. I'm not just some gaping hole waiting to be filled.
Sometimes I think you should be. Sometimes I think you should work on being more that. It'd be infinitely better for your mental health.
Oh my God. Maybe it would, because what I'm doing right now, I don't even know.
Yeah. Sometimes getting fucked is like worth 4 therapy sessions.
Oh my God. Yeah, right.
What do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Claudia probably doesn't want you to get fucked because then she'll lose business. Claire doesn't want to get you to get railed against a wall.
Okay, stop. You're sounding disparaging.
What? What's Claudia?
Towards me, your beloved podcast co-host.
Claudia doesn't want you to get choked and spat on.
Nigel, I don't want that either. I don't think anybody wants that for me, honestly.
I don't know. I think if they're your true friend, they will want that for you. If you bring it up to them,
I honestly think
they would say, Evelyn, if that's what you want, we support that.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
I honestly think for somebody who's into that, I would be probably a catch to do that too, because I'm so sweet. I come off as so sweet and nice on the podcast.
Okay.
So it would probably be like more thrilling to do that to me, because my persona, like my public persona on the podcast, is so sweet and nice. You think?
I don't know. Is that your way of selling yourself to listeners? Listeners, slide into my DMs, please, because I will show you a whole different side of myself I don't show on here.
No, but I mean, like, oh God. Okay. No, I just, why always?
I'm so nice on the podcast, but I'll let you spit on me. Bet you never thought you would be able to do that, did you? Huh?
What? Spit on me.
Spit on me. That's the sound I make when I'm trying to seduce people.
Oh my God.
Spit on me. Call me daddy.
Oh my God. Honestly, I don't know what's happened with us today, but I feel like, are you tired? Am I tired?
No.
I think we're both.
We're riffing. We're riffing.
What's happening?
We're riffing.
Okay.
But yes. What happened that was really cool? Tell me.
Oh God. Oh my God. So basically, a person slid into my DMs, and they make it's a person based in Sweden. They're a Chinese Swedish person who started a watch company, and they make really cool watches that have like the Chinese characters on them. And they offered me one, and they offered Nigel one. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Thank you so much. I'm gonna ask Nigel. And I wrote Nigel. I was like, hey, do you want this watch? And his reply, I'm gonna read it now to you, just word for word, what his reply was. Oh my God.
Oh no, I'm gonna come across so bad in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me see, where are you? There you are. Okay. So I wrote Nigel, and I was like, hey, somebody slid into my DMs and offered us these watches. Do you want one? And he was like, what's the movement? I don't fuck with Quartz. I'm not poor. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then he sent me this voice message.
The watch's movement is how the watch works internally. Also, Quartz is the most common one. It's run by batteries, and the second hand moves once every second. I don't want that. I only do like automatic movements or mechanical movements. You know, the movements found in Swiss watches. So I guess you have to ask them. Basically, my answer is no. I don't want those watches, I guess.
What's wrong with that?
Oh my God, Nigel. That was my response.
What's wrong with having good taste in watches? What's wrong with that?
Oh, well, then later I wrote you. I was like, it's Japanese Miyota Quartz. And then you responded, that's not coming anywhere near my wrist.
I did say that.
The snobbiest man. The snobbiest man. Like, these people are like making really nice quality watches that are quite cool with Chinese characters.
I will disagree with you on nice quality. If you use quartz,
Oh my
it's
God.
bullshit. Throw them in the
You're
trash.
Such a dick.
The Chinese takeaway equivalent of watches. No.
Nigel, stop it. Stop it.
Kidding. Listen. I like watches. I think they're a marvel of modern engineering. And in my defense, not all automatic watches are expensive. I wear a really cheap Seiko that's automatic. You know?
Did you say psycho?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Asian. You know, I support them.
Uh-huh.
But I like automatic movements. What's wrong with that? You
Yeah,
say
okay, sure.
you know, we shouldn't settle for mediocre people. Well, you shouldn't settle for mediocre watches. It reflects. You know, if you settle for mediocre watches, what else are you settling for? A mediocre life, a mediocre career, a mediocre partner?
Oh my God.
So look at your wrist, people, and see what you're wearing. And maybe that's where your life's problems are coming from. You settled. You settled for a Swatch, a battery-operated watch made of quartz. Ugh.
God.
Gross. No offense to the owners of the watch company. I'm sure your watches
Oh
are
my
great.
God, Nigel. They're never going to send me a watch now.
Ask them to send it to you first before publishing this episode.
I
There's a,
thought it
oops,
was
too
a
late,
really
too
cool
late.
watch. It's a really, really nice watch. And if you guys still want to send me one, I'll happily accept it and I'll wear it on the podcast and show everybody.
Listen,
But
if you think it's a cool watch, then you're being superficial because you're just looking at the watches out the exterior of the watch. You don't care about the internals. So who's the superficial one now? Huh?
yeah, I'm the superficial one.
Yeah.
I'm the superficial one for
Yeah.
accepting a watch that people want to send us, which is so kind of them.
Yeah, but
And
as I
not
said,
caring if it's quartz or automatic movements or whatever.
that's why Evelyn buys bread from the shitty grocery store. It's the same principle that governs her life.
God.
Oh, it's free. It's free. I'm Asian. It's free. That's you. That's you. It's on sale. I'm Asian. It's on sale. It's free. That's you.
Oh my God. Oh, you're the worst. You're
Imagine
the worst.
how you gonna ever find a partner. You know? Oh, he's easy. He's available. He's free. He's free.
Okay, you got me there. That's usually how I
Yeah.
look for a partner.
It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes.
We actually had this conversation before we started where we talked about mediocrity and mediocre people. And I said, because you said basically that women, they're in the West, a lot of awesome Asian women are settling for mediocre white dudes, which I agree with. But I had this perspective that I think when women are with mediocre men, they're settling. Whereas when men are with mediocre women, they have often chosen that because they want somebody just to follow them around.
Well,
That's my perspective.
Okay, I think it's wrong and very generalizing and very dehumanizing to assume everybody's intentions are the same. And I find that very
am very
problematic.
much generalizing, yes.
I find that very problematic, you know?
Why? How do you find it problematic, Nigel? Explain, please.
Because you think every woman thinks the same and every man thinks the same. As someone who buys grocery store bread, I don't think you can give advice. As someone who doesn't know how to choose between good things and quality things and bad things, I don't think you are qualified to give your opinion, you know?
Okay. Give me your opinion.
I think people date who they want to date, you know?
Oh
And
my
maybe what I think
God.
is someone mediocre might have hidden qualities.
What
You
are
know?
the hidden qualities?
I don't know. Maybe
What
they're
are-
charming or rich. I don't know. They're
Then
tall,
they're
or
not
maybe they're
mediocre.
good in bed.
If they're charming, they're not mediocre.
Well, but you can't tell, right? When we judge people on the street, we judge is based on their physical appearance.
Well, no, I'm speaking about when. Well, that's how. Just in that case, that's how you judge too.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're saying that all you see are like Asian women with mediocre white men.
Yeah, based on their looks. But I'm saying
Oh,
they could
based on
look
their
mediocre,
looks.
but they could be like very loving, caring, charming, funny, good in bed, big dick, all those things.
So now you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm just trying to be, more sensible. I want to come across as a woke one on the podcast today,
Somebody did actually comment that I'm starting to sound more like you.
That's great,
on the
isn't it?
podcast. You're starting to sound more like me. The switch is happening, the Freaky Friday switch.
But yeah, I honestly, do you know much about watches?
No, nothing.
No, right?
No,
I don't know much
care.
either. I just want something that I'm proud to wear on my wrist.
Well,
Something with
I would be
prestige. With prestige.
would be proud of wearing this on my wrist because it's Asian made and it has like the Asian characters on the watch.
Why don't you buy a cycle? Asian made, proper watches with proper movements.
Well, because this is a small business.
Oh. Okay, touche.
Oh my god, I don't know what's happening this episode. We're just contradicting ourselves left to right. Oh my god.
It's okay.
But, yes, it's a small business and it's a Swedish Asian, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, so you're just supporting your own people.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. We need to support our own people more, okay?
And also it's free. Oh my god.
That's how you can get into Evelyn's pants, You put some food, you say, hey, there's going to be
dick is
food.
free?
The dick is free. No, you lure her in with food first. You know she likes crispy pork, right? I have some free crispy pork for you, Evelyn.
Oh my god.
You're like, what? What is free? I'm Asian. It's free. I'm Asian.
I was just gonna say, I'm just like a child accepting the free candy, and then they just shove me into the van. Oh my god, but I can't say that.
Why can't you say that? You can say that. You can say that. And say, he's a pedo, but it's free. So,
Oh, stop.
oh no,
Stop
it's a very difficult choice. Oh. I want the free candy, but am I okay with getting my butthole fucked by this
Stop.
adult?
No, you can't get specific.
Oh, okay.
We can do a Peter joke, but don't get specific about.
Oh, I want the free candy, but can I deal with this weird uncle touching me? Oh, but it's free. It's free.
Nigel, too specific again.
Oh, I want the free candy, but can I hang out with this weird uncle in this van? Can I live with having his fingers on my body? Oh, but it's free. What? It's not specific, right?
Without the fingers part, that was good. All right. Okay.
Well,
dear.
I have been busy. I'm trying to move, because of one, the hate crime, and two, I need more space to record. So it's a great excuse to find a new place to rent, and right now rents are cheap now in London, So by the way, you should come because rents are cheap now. There's a whole exodus of people, Brexit, COVID. It's great. People dying from COVID, and then their houses are now empty. Oh my God. I don't know why people say COVID is a bad thing. London real estate has been so overpopulated and expensive. We need a few COVID deaths to kind of, bring down the equilibrium.
Nigel.
What?
Well, so you mean
You go in there and they're like, oh, someone died of COVID here. All I hear is cheap rent. That's all I hear.
What about, but they're going to be haunted. They're just going to be like coughing ghosts everywhere in London.
And then the ghost gets jealous of you when you get the vaccine.
Yeah. They're like, what the?
What the fuck?
Oh, dear.
That should have been me. Boo. AstraZeneca. Boo.
You got the bad one.
Yeah. I hope you get a blood clot, you fuck. Boo.
Oh my god. Oh
but
gosh.
I am looking I'm trying to move, so. Oh yeah, listeners, if you have a place you're trying to rent out, and you like our podcast and you want to support us, let me know. I'll rent it for really cheap from you, you know? Or if it's free, even better, then Evelyn will finally move back to London. It's free, I'm
that's
Asian.
true.
Ah!
That's true. Well, I am looking to move back to London. I'm looking to come back in a few weeks for at least, starting with a month, depending on, it really needs to depend on how it looks with the borders. If they're going to, remove quarantine basically for people in Sweden.
You stay at home all the time anyway. So what's the difference?
I do. But I think I would have to travel between here and Sweden because I now have work in Sweden and I'm going to have work in London as well. And also some family stuff. So, and I'm going to keep my apartment in Sweden, I think, so that I'll keep going back and forth. So it really needs it. Oh, I really am hoping that they lift the kind of travel restrictions soon. But I will be coming back most definitely from the end of May.
Okay.
For at least a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Looking forward to that. We'll record some stuff in person. We can even have some guests on, if they want.
Really, Nigel?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We will let them have a couple minutes of the spotlight before we shine it back on us.
Oh gosh.
Well, I hopefully when you come back, I'll be in a new place with bigger space so we can set up cameras and stuff, better lights and stuff, But
That'd
it's
be
hard to
exciting.
find a nice place to rent in London, man.
Yeah, I know.
Such a shithole here. Jesus Christ.
How's it been going?
Terrible. I hate everything. I hate all the places. They're not great.
Why?
They're either old buildings. Okay. By the way, tenants, renters, they don't give a shit. Some of them don't even decorate their house.
Yeah, I know. It's awful, yeah.
And I go in and it's a shit place. And then it's the worst when the tenant's there. The current occupants are there.
Oh no.
And we're staring at each other. I'm like, and I wanted to say, this place is shit, right? Do you know? Do you know this place is shit? Do you think I want to rent this place from you? Do you know it's shit? Stop with the scented candles. You're not fooling anybody. If you live in a shit place and try to rent it out, stop with the scented candles. I see right through your bullshit.
The vanilla smell cannot cover the black mold in the kitchen.
Sandalwood does not hide your smell of poverty. So stop it.
Oh, come on. But then also because the tenants there, you're like, if I take this place, are you gonna come with it? Because I feel like you're kind of part of the decor of the flat now.
Yeah, I don't want any of that. I want the flat, not the person in it. And I think and then when you ask the tenants, when you're viewing the place, and you ask the tenants how is it living here? Is it good? Of course they'll say it's good because the estate agents there glaring at you. You say anything bad, right?
Yeah.
I could live in my place, it would be haunted, and I could hear people knocking at 3 a.m. I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. Nothing back here. Neighbors are so nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
I just want to get out.
Sometimes they make shrimp paste and stink up the whole place without telling me. But it's nice. It's really nice. They're quirky. Neighbors. They're quirky. If they say they're quirky, you better watch out. That means they're dicks.
They're dicks.
They're so quirky.
Oh my gosh.
They fuck at all times of the day, so you hear sex noises. They're so quirky.
The thing is, I hear my upstairs neighbor a lot during the nighttime, basically.
What?
Walking around, and I'm like, that's kind of creepy, because I was really sure that I was the top floor, and above me was just the attic. But apparently there's one more floor above me, but I haven't gone up to check because I don't want to find out that it is the attic, and then the sounds that I'm hearing during night can't be explained.
Oh, it's a COVID ghost.
It's a COVID ghost.
Oh, you have diabetes. It'll be your time soon. Boo.
But that's also why I'm not traveling. Because I talked about going to Korea in March and stuff, and then also coming back to London, and then the fact that I need to travel back and forth. I don't want to risk catching COVID again, because from having it the last time, I've been made very aware that my health condition when I get COVID is not going to be any different from like an 85-year-old getting COVID.
Yeah, you're weak as fuck. You're weak as fuck.
I have so many pre-existing conditions, and like, so between me and an 85-year-old getting COVID, we're both going to end up in like the emergency room, maybe in intensive care. I don't know.
You were fine when you got COVID last year. We were still podcasting. Remember?
Oh yeah, but like I had such a tough time breathing. I couldn't walk properly. So whenever I walked a little bit, I would have to stop and like try to catch my breath.
So that you're saying that's different from your usual life? Hey!
All right. Okay. I'm going to let that fat joke slide. I'm going to let that fat joke slide.
I know. I gotta sneak it in. We can't be a
snuck
comedy
it in.
podcast with zero fat jokes. Come on. Come
Oh,
on.
come on. We can. There are much more better jokes to make.
I mean,
like,
you can make the better jokes and then add on some fat jokes to enhance it.
Oh,
Come on. We make all the Asian jokes. And we won't be every episode, but every now and then we gotta do a bit of it.
I'm not going to endorse this. I'm not going to endorse it. You do whatever you want, Nigel, but I'm not going to endorse it.
Name me one comedy podcast that doesn't make fun of people's disabilities.
Oh,
Zero.
Stop it. What comedy? Just stop it, Nigel.
What?
Oh, gosh.
I know you've been doing a lot of serious essays for podcasts, and maybe you've forgotten what comedy podcasts are like, but we make fun of everything, you know? You just made fun of my
really
divorce.
made me-
You just made fun of my wife taking the La Cruz, and I was like, ha ha ha, so funny. So funny.
Is that where Uncle Roger comes from? Uncle Roger's just like your character when you can't handle the pain.
Yeah.
It's too real. So funny.
The pain, I feel so much pain, but it's so funny also. I mask the pain with the funny. I just laugh. I laugh away the pain. Because when you're laughing, it's hard to feel sad when you're laughing.
It's hard to cry when you're laughing.
Yeah.
You choke on the tears, so you don't cry. Don't cry at the same time. Don't cry.
Just force yourself to laugh. Next time when you feel like crying, just laugh. Just laugh. So you go. That is Uncle Roger therapy. You depression, just laugh. Just laugh. When you're on the 8th floor window thinking of suicide, just laugh. Just laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. Do it with Uncle Roger. Ha 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 ha. Let's all practice. Ha ha ha.
Oh my god.
It's good, right? It's good. Just laugh. When all your loved ones die in fire, just look at the place and go ha 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 ha. Nothing you can do but laugh.
Oh my god. If you don't laugh, white people win.
Stop bringing race into this, man. Stop bringing race into this.
I'm sorry. What
What
I
is
don't know
this?
why.
What is this? We're going
I just
dark
go-
here. We're going
Yeah, I
dark,
just
dark
go to-
the dark direction. Don't
I
bring
just
race
go
into the
to
dark.
white people. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Like, I've also noticed, Nigel, I listen to a lot of true crime, you know? And so the thing is, whenever there's a crime, mostly it's white people getting murdered, but whenever there's a crime where a person of color is getting murdered, or the show is about like a person of color or a black person who's been murdered by the police, I don't listen because it hurts my heart too much. I've noticed I just want to listen to the episodes where it's white people getting murdered by other white people.
If that is not racism, I don't know what that is. Can you imagine if it were flipped? I only watch true crime dramas if they kill black people. Yeah.
No, don't say that.
I mean,
Don't
that's
say that.
you. That's you.
No, I'm saying because of the context, because it hurts my heart too much to listen to, like, because oftentimes those cases where it involves police brutality, those cases are unsolved as well because the police get off, and it just hurts my heart to listen to the parents of like an innocent young black person who's been, shot down by the police.
To
It's
all our white
awful.
listeners out there, when you guys get killed, it hurts my heart too. Okay? I know Evelyn is this
Yes, it
callous,
hurts my heart
insensitive
too.
individual who wants
It
you to get
hurts
killed
my
so they can
heart
make a
too.
documentary about you.
I'm saying the context in which the crime, like the true crime stories about white people are told, it's usually like crimes of passion or usually it's crimes of passion, and usually it's like the husband who did it or the wife who did it so that they could run off with another person and they can collect the life insurance. So it's easier to digest than institutional racism.
I don't know. I think
Oh gosh.
I think it's all sad. That's why I don't watch
It
any
is all
true crime.
sad.
It's all sad. White people have families too, I don't know if you know
I
this.
know.
I know
Yeah.
it is a crime of passion, but it's still sad when people die.
Yeah, I know. And I listen to all of that. Oh gosh, I do apologize if that offended anybody.
It will, but who cares? Put it on.
Will it offend people?
I don't know. Everything we say offends people, man. We gotta get over it. Evelyn's a nice person who has a lot of issues and baggage. It's okay.
I just thought it was a funny framework for a joke.
I don't know. I think a lot of your jokes are a bit racist. Let's put it that way. I noticed this. Actually, I did notice this. My
What?
joke is about how Asians we are great, and then your joke is about how white people suck. It's very negative. I'm very positive. I'm like rice cookers and
It's 'cause-
MSG. Hiya, don't use colander. Hiya, and then you're like, when white people get killed, it brings me joy. That's what you just
I did
said.
not say that.
I'm just paraphrasing, isn't it?
Oh my god. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that you grew up in Asia.
Yeah.
And I grew up in white land in the West.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of underlying frustrations.
But does
a lot
that
of
make it
underlying
okay to take it
frustrations.
out on true crime dramas and on white people? No. Do you talk about this with Claudia, your therapist? Oh, that's
Yeah, and she supports it.
what?
She keeps talking about the decolonization of our bodies and stuff, and I have to like, think about stuff like that and read books about it and stuff. So yeah.
Have you
She's
read
a
books
woman
about
of color
it?
too.
Or do you just listen to a podcast and think you're smart? Did I hit the nail on the head there? Do you just regurgitate podcast info to sound smart? Read? What read? I don't read. I'm Evelyn Mock. I just listen to essays by people of color, and that's reading to me.
I do listen to essays about people of color from people of color as well. I read articles.
BuzzFeed doesn't count.
Oh my! Is BuzzFeed still around?
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I'm glad. I hope
it's
they're
so
dead.
long time ago. I saw something on BuzzFeed.
I also have this. I recently did a short interview where they talk about Uncle Roger and just like my work and stuff. And I bring this up because it fascinates me how the way they view the world shapes the questions they ask. I feel and because one of the questions they
course.
asked was, if would you ever feel sad or upset or annoyed if you get pigeonholed into just playing Uncle Roger? And I just found that a very bizarre question because it's like, my answer was, well, yeah, sure, I'm doing other things. It's not just Uncle Roger. But if I'm going to always be known as Uncle Roger from now, like, I don't view that as a bad thing. How many people can say they've come up with a great character that resonates with a lot of people? Most comics go their whole lives without ever achieving this, and I'm in this great position. So I'm happy, you know. If sure, I will keep working on new things and new characters in the future, new jokes, new stand-up stuff. But if that's the biggest thing I'll be known for, so be it. That's like Sacha Baron Cohen being known for Borat, David Brand being known, Ricky Gervais being known for his Office work, Alan Partridge. You know, it's a great character. So I think why would I be upset at that? You know, it's crazy how they frame the question and they want me to say, yeah, it's very problematic when people see me and then just imagine me in an orange polo. And no, I'm very happy with this right now. I like the work I do. It gives me a platform to talk about food jokes, you know. And we know we've pitched comedy about food to producers here. I pitched that. Nobody bid. So now I have the freedom to talk about ramen, fried rice, dumplings, whatever. And now I'm supposed to feel sad if I get pigeonholed? No. I'm supposed to feel happy and grateful. Like, what is with this question? You know?
It's really interesting. And you bring up Borat as well, because it's like, you know, Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, he's not from Kazakhstan, which is a real place, I think, right?
It is a real place.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, it is a real place, but then I was like, maybe it's not. I need to but you know, like he's a Jewish man, a white Jewish man. Well, he's a Jewish man doing a character who's from Kazakhstan, and kind of like I don't even know if I don't think the language that Borat speaks is actually the language that they speak there and stuff. So like I would say that character is actually more problematic because it's a person who's not from that country doing a character that's supposed to be from that country, and they portray that country.
It's hilarious as fuck though. You know?
It is really funny. It is. Yeah. But the way he portrays Kazakhstan is like pretty horrendous, you know, and all of that stuff.
Yes, it is. But it's a small enough country where we don't have to give a shit.
Exactly.
There's not enough people to get mad at him.
That's the thing. But then you are Malaysian and you're portraying an archetype that is very prevalent in your culture and in Asian culture in general. And you know what you're talking about, and you're portraying it in a positive light, but then you still get these types of questions. Like, I don't know if Sacha Baron Cohen got those types of questions. At least there wasn't like a kind of, not that I remember, there wasn't like a public kind of outrage or questioning about whether he was perpetuating stereotypes or not, which he very obviously is with Borat, you know, even though it's funny. But that's oftentimes how you get away with it, because you can excuse a lot of those kind of shitty things behind jokes. So it's really interesting. I find this whole thing about questioning whether Uncle Roger perpetuates stereotypes or not.
No. I think it's not the perpetuate stereotype issue. It's more like I feel like they just want people to be miserable. You know, so before the character, okay, I'm just, you know, I didn't really have a following. I had no creative outlet. I was unemployed and there was no stand-up. I was miserable. And after the character, I should still be miserable because I'm pigeonholed. Like, can you let people be happy for once? Can I celebrate what I've done and what I've created? You know? To me, it's not a white gay stereotype angle I think they're taking. Maybe it is, but I just completely flew over my head. To me, they ask a question and it's very indicative of society that you're never happy. You're unsuccessful, you're unhappy. You're successful with something, are you going to be pigeonholed and unhappy? I mean, no, I'm very happy. I like this. I like this.
Yeah, so that's really interesting.
That's what I took away from it.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy. You know?
Nobody's happy. Yeah.
Listeners, if you're enjoying the podcast so far, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/rice2meetyoupod to support the podcast and keep us going.
Yes, and you will also get access to some bonus stuff. Currently, the bonus material is my K-drama podcast, where I gossip about K-drama and Lee Dong-wook mostly, and how hot he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the future, there'll be more bonus stuff. And we have a whole backlog of content that we already made for Patreon, right? So it's like for as little as $5 a month, you get access to a backlog of content and the Discord and the K-drama stuff. Loads of goodies for you. And you get to support the podcast.
Yeah, And as Nigel said, we have a Discord with Patreon exclusive channels. So yeah, you get access to that. And basically support us.
Keep us free to say whatever you want without being canceled.
Okay, no, that's not the purpose. Okay, Nigel, just go to patreon.com/rice2meetyoupod. Thank you.
I bring it up because it's fresh in my mind. It just happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I do these interviews, sometimes I feel like, oh, they're going to talk about my work. And sometimes it's never about the work, you know. It's about, what do you have in your future? What are your next projects? And it's like, do you even watch the videos, you know?
Yeah.
Can we talk about fried rice or ramen?
Yeah.
But, oh well. I enjoy the scrutiny, so please scrutinize me more. Because the more I'm scrutinized, the more successful I get. So
no, because the more trouble we get.
I'm trying to share with you. I'm warming you up for success, Evelyn. I'm warming you up.
Okay.
So when you get there, you're like, been here. I know what to do. Nigel made all the mistakes. I'm gonna just learn from what not to do from him when Uncle Roger blew up.
That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning, and that's what I'm trying to tell you not to do.
Why are you telling me? You haven't even been in my position. Why am I to get advice from you?
I was beside you.
Yeah. Let me fuck up, and then you can learn what not to do.
Okay. What's happening?
Find a little moments of joy in your life, you know? Feel rich.
You know what? And you know what's a moment of joy for me right now?
What?
Okay. So, Tinder has made the global pass free for the month of April. And so currently I'm Tindering in Seoul.
Oh.
I'm on Korean Tinder, Nigel.
Wow.
And
You've run out of men in Gothenburg? Is that
basically,
why?
yeah. I mean, men in Gothenburg do not hold a candle to the men of Seoul. I mean, everyone is gorgeous. Everyone looks like a K-drama actor. Admittedly, not a lot of verified accounts, but still, everyone is really, really hot. It's incredible. It's like they do not mess around on Korean Tinder. It's like step up world. Like the rest of the world need to step up. I've been in New York. I've been in Paris. I've been in London. I've been in Barcelona. I've been in Moscow. I've been in LA. I mean, Korean Tinder is amazing. It's just crazy.
That's good.
It's
you wanted
amazing.
to go there, right? Didn't you say you wanted to go there?
Yes, I do.
That's one of those things that Evelyn said she wants to do, but she hasn't gotten around to doing it. I have a whole list in my head. I actually have a whole list of that on my phone, really. Things Evelyn says she wants to start. Yeah, because I'm trying to, bring it up one day.
Why?
Remember film photography? Remember film photography? Remember that?
Film photography.
Remember, I'm going to start making YouTube videos. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Remember the FAR scheme where you get to go to the gym?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. Going to Korea?
Well, I'm waiting until the borders are good. Because, what was it? I talked to our Korean listener, Puran.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you pronounce her name, Puran. And she says that it's basically, everything's kind of they have curfews and stuff. So she's like, it's better to wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to, traveling during a pandemic is just...
It's fine. I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Korea one day. I'm gonna. Sorry.
K-drama cast, remember that?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
done.
Well, I've done a few. Yes, I've done a few. And then I got hate crimed on. And so I paused it a little bit.
Remember Strong Enough to Be Kind? Remember that?
I work on that every day, Nigel.
Really?
Every day.
What? How do you
just
work
by
on that?
dealing with you? You want to talk about strong enough to be kind, Nigel Ung?
Yeah. Tell me, what have you done?
I can't believe you wrote down strong enough to be kind.
Yeah, I'm like, Evelyn hasn't brought that up in a while. I think it's another one of her projects she's given up. It's another one of her projects.
I think that's just me as a person. That's my whole person, isn't it? I'm trying to be kind as a person, right?
I don't
How
know.
can What do you mean? So what would be proof to you that I'm strong enough to be kind or working on being strong enough to be
I
kind?
don't know. You come up with that shit. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your life. I'm not brainstorming. I'm not going to brainstorm how to achieve your life goals with you.
Strong enough to be kind is just me trying to be kind to people every day in my life.
Okay, what kind things have you done recently?
This morning I had a cup of coffee in at a cafe this morning, and I sat outside, drank my coffee, and then before leaving, I went inside and gave the barista my coffee cup so he wouldn't have to go outside to collect it.
Oh, wow.
That's kind.
I'm strong enough to bring a coffee cup to the barista. This my therapy has given me so much strength. I drink it outside and I bring it inside. I travel with the coffee cup. Wow.
Okay, but
So
strong
this
enough
is-
to be.
Okay.
Sorry.
And any more examples? Any more?
Strong enough to
I
be
went to
kind.
my friend's place. I was strong enough to load up her dishwasher. I took the plates. She made dinner, so I took the plates and I slid it into a dishwasher. I was so strong enough to be kind.
Okay, you can't, because the thing is you're trapping me basically because you're asking me what I've done to be strong enough to be kind.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about your progress. Just wondering about your progress.
Then, like, you're saying the definition of strong enough to be kind should be my own, and then I give it to you, and then you're not satisfied with it.
Well,
So what is
it's-
your definition of strong enough to be kind?
Well, strong implies something, maybe a little bit more heroic than taking a coffee cup back indoors. Maybe a little bit more. I did something I didn't like to do, when you're dealing, maybe, I don't know, dealing with your parents, say, and you're really busy, but you still help them put up, their fifth IKEA table. And it's like, I don't agree with you, Mom. It's very cluttered, but I do this for you. I'm strong enough to be kind.
Okay, so I have done that recently because my grandmother is ill. Unfortunately, well, she's not ill. She had an accident, and so at the moment she can't walk properly. And my dad's been taking care of her basically 24 hours for like 25 days straight. And so I've relieved him from that. So I've gone and taken care of my grandmother a few days out of that. Even though I have to work and stuff. So is that strong enough to be kind?
That's perfect.
Nigel?
Why did you bring up the coffee cup story before this?
Because strong enough to be kind for me, for my definition, is yes, it includes the thing I did for my dad, but also it includes the coffee cup thing. It includes that's what it means to me. It's strong enough to be vulnerable, strong enough to be like,
I'm so vulnerable.
Strong enough to be vulnerable.
I take this coffee cup indoors, this heavy coffee cup. Here, barista. Take my vulnerable coffee cup.
This is an example of strong enough to be kind right here because I'm being vulnerable with Nigel and he's making fun of me and I'm trying to be strong enough to take it.
I'm making fun of how you brought up the coffee shop story before you brought up the grandma story.
Because it's not public. It's not something that I've wanted to share with the public necessarily.
Oh, too late now. It has to
but
go
I shared it with you. I shared it with you privately. It has to go in the
pod now. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense.
I know. It's going to go in the pod. So yeah, strong enough to be kind to me though is dealing with Nigel on the podcast. That's how you see strong enough to be kind acted out by Evelyn Mock every episode, especially this episode.
I don't know. You keep giving me a hard time, but I think you secretly enjoy the pod.
I do enjoy the pod.
You like someone who gives you some shit, who argues against you,
Yeah, I do. And the thing I appreciate most about you is that you are always honest with me, even though I think, and I need to be better at not self-deluding.
You're very deluded, you know. You're very deluded.
I know.
But it's okay. It's a common flaw.
Anyway, Nigel, getting back to Tinder Global Pass, everyone is super hot on Korean Tinder. And
which is why I shouldn't go to Korea, man. I'll not do well there. I would not do well.
I think you'd be okay.
No, I'm too ugly. So I think know your place, people. Why do you think I choose to stay in London as opposed to some fancier European country? Because I compete well here. All right?
Oh my God.
Know your place. And sometimes some people need to settle. I need to settle. You need to settle. You know, we need to know our place in society.
Settle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be somebody. I'm going to be the person they settle for. No, I'm kidding.
Well, if that's your place, then it's okay. We all have our positions here.
I'm just joking.
Upward mobility exists, but it's not going to be you can't move that much up than you think. I'm not saying we are destined to be in this socioeconomic status, but I'm saying you can move up maybe 1 or 2 rungs. That's it. You can't move that much. That applies to all of us, even me. So let's date people in our league. Everything will be better, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to Korea. I'm going to Korea. I'm just not dating in Korea.
I'm going to Korea too, and I'm going to try very hard to date in Korea, but I don't think it's going to be very successful. Sky Kang, if you're watching,
who's that?
Hit me up.
Who's that?
Kang Hano.
Oh. I don't think Kang Hano listens to this.
Oh my God. If Kang Hano listens to this, that'd be very funny.
Well,
let us know if you listen to this, Kang Hano, or if somebody of our Korean listeners knows somebody who knows somebody who knows him.
Do you
send
think
the pod his way?
Do you think I will ever date a fan who's photoshopped their own face next to me? I wouldn't. That's all types of crazy. There's alarm bells, red flags all ringing. So I don't think it's going to work, Evelyn. So good luck with your Korean journey, but I don't think it's going to work with Mr. Kang. Right? You wouldn't date someone who... Would you date someone who photoshopped their face next to yours? Would you?
You have a point. You have a point. Hopefully he can see the humor.
See you next week, people.
Oh my God, I've ruined my chances.